Okay, it's the next morning, back out in the shop here, working away on the Highbanker. I got the first half of the expanded metal riffles cut out, fitted in. The sheets are only 4 feet long, but they're 8 lengthwise, so you can only go maximum of 4 feet. So I got this fitted in here up to the taper of the flare. I was debating whether to do gold hog mats right to the end of the flare and then start the expanded metal, but I'm going to do the expanded metal right to here and then all the way down the rest of it. So I got to add about another foot on, so I got these all lined up. So there'll be an overlap right there. I'll tack weld each one of these and then cut it out, and I'll be ready to start putting the 1-inch flat bar in. Expanded metal's all in. Now it's time to start working on the flat bar edge right there. I'm going to make 2 little hoops up and over and down with 2 clamps, one there and one here. Typically, most times the flat bar would go on the outside and would go all the way down right to the bottom of the sluice. I found in the past though that I guess that's buried. I was going to show you that one, but a lot of times when you tack weld it all the way down, the expanded metal will hump up a bit just from all the heat, and so it's hard to get it to sit nice and flat. So I'm going to this time put it right up on top of the expanded metal. I just don't want to go, I'm going to pretty much follow these exact lines that I cut here. I do want a little bit of an air gap in between just so the grate slides in and out easy, but you don't want too much obviously, and water and dirt's going to pass in behind it. So this is going to be the most meticulous part of the whole project, is getting these to fit in nice and tight. So take the time and hopefully she goes good. Coming along good though. Sort of looks like something once you get some riffles put in it. Well, there, the riffles are all finished. Turned out pretty good. For the most part, they feel like they're pretty tight to the bottom of the sluice box. Especially the miner's moss is a little over 1/4 inch thick, so that'll take up any gap and it'll squish into place. So pretty happy with how it turned out. Right here on the ends, I had to cut it back just a little bit when the water comes down. Hopefully it won't hit the edge of this and kind of flow in behind it. And I got these nice adjustable latches here, nice tight fit for securing the riffles in place. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this dampening mat. I was gonna have it like this. I just got to trim this to fit inside the riffles now. I was going to have it like that, but I guarantee I'm going to get some water hitting over top of this, so I'm going to take the time right now and turn this the other way around like that, and I'll have the dampening mat come out this way. So I'll have 3.5 inches or so clearance there, and it definitely won't hit it. I guarantee I'll get out to the field and it'll interfere and it'll just piss me off, so might as well just fix it now. Yeah, they turned out okay. There's a little bit of a gap in between the edge of the sluice box and the side of the riffles there, but it's a happy medium. It's either you're too tight and you're always fighting it, or else, you know, there's way too much room. So I'd rather have a little bit of play. Yeah, all in all, she turned out good. So now, after I get the dampening mat fixed, then it'll be on to cutting off the legs and straightening them out. And I believe that's about it until I get my miner's moss and a gold hog matting to remat it. That'll be about a wrap. Well, it's the end of day 2 working on the Highbanker. Like I said, I got the riffles finished off. I got this reversed around so the good head of the rivets are on this side, and I trimmed the dampening mat to fit inside the edge of the riffles, and then I pulled the hopper off. Gave the spray or the grizzly bars a little touch up of paint, and then I had some guy when he built it, he had these angle iron or these tabs for the end of the riffles to stick into, so I cut those off, and then there was a second set back there for some reason that I cut off, cleaned it up, and then I also redid the dampening mat up at the top here. This mat's a lot lighter. I was thinking that the old one was a little bit too heavy and it was kind of weighing the water down, so I just wanted something a little bit lighter that it would kind of ride the top of the water a bit more. So that's about it for now. Next time I get a chance to work on this, I think the last thing now is the legs. And I tried to get an order for some Talon mat, but he only has one left in stock, so I don't know what the heck I'm going to do now. I gotta rethink the situation here. I don't know when he's going to get more in, or might have to maybe substitute for something else, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Looking good. Okay, came back out to work on the Highbanker. The last little thing I had to do was straighten the legs, and I got them all cut off. Now they're nice and straight up and down. And then when you look from this side, they are all, so the extension's at 5 degrees, and then I leveled the box out down to 8, and then I leveled the leg pocket, so all the legs are now straight up and down. So it looks a lot cleaner for sure. Their legs aren't all pointed all different directions. They bent them outward on the bottom and out on the front to stop the stability from left and right, but for the most part they just sit there and pour gravel into them, so it's not like they need to be perfectly stable, and it doesn't even move around anyways, so I think that'll work just right. And then I got the gold hog mats on order and the miner's moss, so when that comes in I'll cut and glue and throw that stuff together and she'll be ready for the spring trip. Turned out nice. I'm curious to see these new spray bars and how the water flows to that extension. Hopefully we've got enough water flow and the riffles don't plug up. Gave the grizzly bars a little paint. Well, I decided to do one more project. I always thought about one of these clay claws, so I whipped one up. I put a little L bracket in it right there so it'll sit flat against the bottom here. And if I want just a regular hopper, I can flip it out of the way. And then if we ever get into some gravels that got some clay on it or want to wash the rocks a little better, I can flip it over, dump a full bucket in there and let her wash up really good and let her go. That turned out good. The last thing to do is throw the matting in. She'll be ready to go. One more thing I've always kind of been debating about is using the hopper as another form of gold recovery. I've seen people that use miner's moss and expanded metal, but the bad part is you dump a shovel full of gravel in and it doesn't allow the rocks to fall out of the hopper. You got to sit there and rake the gravel out manually. So I was debating on maybe taking this last 3 sections of mother lode matting and fitting it inside the hopper here and keeping it just bare mats, and then letting the rocks kind of roll off it naturally. But I have to steepen the hopper up at a little bit more of an angle, or else putting the matting in it and then getting some stainless punch plate, and that'll allow it to be more like a slick plate and let the rocks kind of naturally roll off it, kind of like we do with this aluminum bottom here in the hopper. So give me some words of wisdom there and see what everybody's opinion is.